Tonight, one of the biggest immigration stories in America is creating fear, confusion, and political debate across the country. The Trump administration has announced a major new immigration policy that could force many green card applicants to leave the United States and apply from their home countries instead of staying in America during the process. Do not forget to subscribe, like, and share for more updates. Thanks. For years, many immigrants living legally in the U.S. on student visas, work visas, humanitarian parole, or temporary protection could apply for permanent residency, commonly known as a green card, while remaining inside the country. But under the new directive from U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, or USCIS, that pathway is being dramatically restricted. According to the administration, adjustment of status inside the United States will now be treated as an extraordinary exception rather than a normal process. That means most applicants may now be required to return to their home countries and complete consular processing overseas. This policy could affect skilled workers, students, refugees, humanitarian parolees, and even immigrants married to American citizens. Critics say the change could separate families for months or even years because many U.S. embassies already have massive visa backlogs. The Trump administration argues the move restores what it calls the original intent of immigration law. USCIS officials say temporary visas were never meant to become automatic stepping stones toward permanent residency. Supporters of the policy believe it will reduce immigration fraud, prevent visa overstays, and discourage people from remaining in the country illegally after their temporary status expires. They also argue the current system has been abused for decades and needs stricter enforcement. But immigration lawyers and advocacy groups are already warning that the policy could face major legal challenges. Some attorneys argue that Congress specifically allowed many immigrants to adjust status from inside the United States, and they believe the administration may be overstepping its authority. One immigration lawyer told ABC News that the policy could especially hurt vulnerable groups like Afghan allies, Ukrainians fleeing war, and humanitarian parole recipients who may not have a safe country to return to. And this is where the political battle becomes intense. Supporters of President Donald Trump say America's immigration system has become chaotic and that stricter enforcement is necessary to restore order. They view this as part of a broader immigration crackdown focused on border security, visa enforcement, and limiting what the administration sees as loopholes in the system. Critics, however, see this as a dramatic escalation against both legal and illegal immigration. They argue the administration is not only targeting undocumented migrants anymore, but also making life harder for legal immigrants who follow the rules and built lives in America. My personal opinion is that this policy may create more uncertainty than solutions. Yes, every country has the right to control its immigration system and enforce its laws. But forcing people who are already living legally in the U.S. to suddenly leave the country could create economic disruption, family separation, and fear among communities that already spent years waiting for legal status. At the same time, this policy clearly reflects the direction of Trump's immigration agenda heading into the next political battles in Washington. The message is simple. Temporary status should remain temporary unless applicants follow a much stricter process. What makes this story even bigger is that experts believe the courts may ultimately decide whether this policy survives. Multiple immigration attorneys are already predicting lawsuits, and legal battles could begin very quickly. So the biggest question now is this. Will the courts block the policy, or will this become the new reality for green card seekers in America? Because if it survives, it could completely reshape the future of legal immigration in the United States. What do you think about this analysis? Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Do not forget to subscribe, like, and share for more updates. Thanks.